Welcome to Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball. It's Andrade and Irwin back at it again. Drop a like, drop a sub. Before we get into it, it goes a long way for a little channel like ours. And today we're talking about the Beard, one of the most prolific scorers in the NBA now and in history. Some think he's the greatest scorer in the entire history of basketball. Yeah, I'm going to have to call a little cap on that one.
He's the greatest at getting to the foul line.
Ooh, facts. And we are talking about James motherfucking Harden over here. And you know, Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, supposedly,
He wants out.
while his boy Brody is saying that he wants to get traded the f out of there, Harden said kind of the same thing. What he said was,
Which is crazy. Both stars wanting out.
If Houston is thinking of blowing it up, and it seems like they are gonna blow it up, get me the hell out of here.
And we called it months ago, guys. Check out our history. Check the receipts we got. I'll put a description in the below. We said this year, I think was the last year. I would have even done it the year before. That they gotta let it go, and they did it. They started off with D'Antoni, and then they went with Morey, and now it looks like it's gonna be one or the other between these two stars, or both of them. And once Harden leaves, that's it. That's the end of that era for sure. Because Harden was like the key piece of all of that.
Yeah, but yeah, he put three interesting teams. He put the Sixers, he put the Heat, and he put who else? The Nets.
The Nets.
What were you gonna say?
No, I had to think about. Wait, which two teams did he just mention?
Anyways, look, Nets, Sixers, and Heat. Andrade, what do you think would be the best fit for James Harden out of those three teams?
Look, ideally, none of those three are the best fit for him. But out of those three, I got the Brooklyn Nets because of his shared history with KD, his shared history with D'Antoni. All three stars on that one having played as Robins before, so I think it'll help with the cohesion and transition for that team. And they're in the East, and Brooklyn has a popping culture as a city, and I think that fits really well with Harden's brand. What about you?
Very easy, man. Look, I'm going to pick the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat are a first-class organization coming from the top with Mickey Arison, Pat Riley, to a first-class head coach in Eric Spoelstra.
Facts.
Not only is James Harden going to be a number one option over there in Miami Heat, he's going to be part of that championship pedigree, that Miami Heat culture
I
that I think
that
will be able to teach him to finally win a championship.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, but I don't know about the Nets, man. The Nets seem like,
You don't know about the Nets.
Man, come on, bro. It's like they got the flat earther and Kyrie Irving. They have, Mr. Sensitive and KD. And they got, a first-time head coach in Steve Nash. If that doesn't spell any trouble, then I don't know what will.
Well, look, I know it's a little difficult to picture all three of them together because they're all ball dominant stars, but we're also talking about three players who have been okay with playing Robins before. KD with Steph Curry, Kyrie with LeBron James, and Harden with Kevin Durant. Now, Harden and Durant have a shared history together. A shared history that was way back before they blossomed and evolved into these crazy stars that they are now. Durant was in the midst of that, but he wasn't at the level that he's at now. And Harden wasn't even close to that. And now he's, one of the best scorers, one of the best players in the whole league. And because of that shared history, I think that'll help with transitioning because they have this relationship already set. I think their relationship is good. I don't think there's any tension between it. And the admiration that they have, like it's when you got a boy, you guys done something together, you separate, you get to witness each other's evolution from afar, and now you get to work again. There's going to be a different sense of mutual respect that there wasn't there before, and I think it'll be there for them if they play together.
Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm not crazy for thinking about this, but doesn't this sound eerily familiar of last year with Russell Westbrook and James Harden?
Look, good point.
How did that work out?
It terribly. But here's the biggest difference. While they both do have rumored difficult personalities to work with, who's got the game that can just blend in with everybody else's?
I'll give you that with KD. But
Yeah.
But how about Kyrie? Kyrie's very ball dominant. And, while he won a championship with LeBron, he low-key didn't like it, that he was being a Robin.
No, good point. But look, the fact that they've all played Robins, I'm not necessarily saying they're all going to play Robins together on this team, but the reason I bring it up is that it goes to show that these three players, even though they are ball dominant, elite superstars in the NBA, because they're all three are top 5, top 10, it goes to show that accepting that Robin role shows that they're okay with taking a step back and doing what's best to go in the one direction that a team agrees on, and that is to win championships, right?
But you can make an argument that KD has never been a Robin. per se. If
Well,
anything, he was a.
I agree.
He was a Batman 1A.
I think him and Steph interchanged that role a lot in Warriors, but everybody knew that in the end, it was Steph's team and KD came to join Steph. They never had that transition of that type of power per se, like the Heat did with LeBron. Because when LeBron went to the Heat, everybody knew that was Wade's team. But then they even publicly stated this is LeBron's team. That never happened with the Warriors. It could have happened if he never left. But so that goes to show Durant knew that, but he was cool with it for now. He got his finals MVPs. He got his championships. He got what he needed. Kyrie got his championship with LeBron as much as he bitched about playing with LeBron. And Harden hasn't been to the finals since he was playing a Robin. And not even a Robin, a bench player to KD and Westbrook. So I'm saying, I think though all three will understand, look, it'll be easier to transition to sharing the ball on, off the ball, being on the court together, and how they mutually play, because all right, we want to win. Okay. And guess who else? So he has a go. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, but you think a first-time head coach? Yes, he's a Hall of Famer, and Steve Nash is gonna command enough respect. Mind you, Kyrie was saying, "Oh yeah, I could be head coach sometimes as well. So is KD." How do you think that's man? If you're hearing that right
that's
now,
hard. I ain't gonna lie. That Kyrie statement is hard. I think it just got taken a little out of context because Kyrie just be saying things sometimes, and you hear him in interviews, and you kind of understand more where he was coming from based off like the quotables that go around. The first coach thing, I'll give it to you. It is a little difficult with Steve Nash, but I'm glad you brought up the coaching staff. Who is on that coaching staff? D'Antoni. Again, back to the shared history. D'Antoni and Harden have a long shared history. D'Antoni is the reason James Harden became James Harden, because when you work under D'Antoni, you become a prolific scorer. As Steve Nash, you score points, you are balling, and he's phenomenal with the ISO. But regardless of all that, who's gonna know Harden's strength and weaknesses better than anybody else?
His prime, his peak.
Exactly.
He's been with the Rockets.
And on top of that, D'Antoni's gonna know all these also little quirks and details that nobody else knows. And he's going to be able to provide all this info to Nash, the head coach. And that's going to help facilitate and kind of speed up the process of Nash understanding how he'll use Harden on the team. Because even regardless without D'Antoni, Nash maybe would have figured it out, but it would have taken a couple months, a year, maybe two. With this, D'Antoni by his side, everything gets to pick up a little quicker. It facilitates the possibility that, maybe they can at least make it to the finals in the first year, maybe win a chip. And you know what's going to facilitate their path to the finals?
Well, they're playing the Eastern Conference.
Exactly. All these three teams have that in common. They're in the Eastern Conference, the conference that everybody agrees is, in a way, the easier conference to win or at least make it to the finals.
LeBron's not there.
He's not there. And, to me, it goes to show if these are the three teams that Harden is looking at, it means that
he's finally thinking
that that winning mentality is right there in the back of his, not in the back, it's in the front. It's in his frontal lobe right now, and that is great to hear from him. He is of age. He's been losing enough for too long. He deserves to and I'm glad that he accepts okay, I got to do what I got to do to get some chips under my belt.
But that actually gets to my point. At the end of the day, look, it's a lot of egos that are going on with the Nets. The Nets are easily the most talented team out of that bunch. Mm-hmm. But I think the best win-win situation for Harden's ego and at the same time for him to win a championship is going to be with the Miami Heat.
I could see that.
What was missing with the Miami Heat is, look, Jimmy Butler, he turned it on, especially in the finals, with those triple-doubles performance. But naturally, Jimmy Butler is a facilitator.
Yes.
Bam is a facilitator. What is Harden? Harden's more of a score first than a facilitator.
No, and he provides that. Like you said, Butler would show out, but what would happen in the next game? He'd be tired out. What the Heat needed was a shot creator in that finals. Maybe Dragic could have stepped up a little. Maybe Bam could have stepped up a little with the scoring if they both weren't injured. But that's this and that. Exactly. Naturally, they're not that. Harden is that. And it'd be a lot easier for him to transition his scoring game to it. But on top of that, like you said, Jimmy likes to share the ball.
And you know what? In addition to the other points that I was saying, Eric Spoelstra is a seasoned head coach. He is a champion. And
I got to give it to you.
Look, he's already dealt with egos as well. Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, LeBron James.
I was going to say the biggest ego of all.
Yeah, exactly. He was able to deal with that, and he's been able to be a two-time champion.
If you can deal with someone who calls himself a king, you can deal with anything. Let's be honest.
Exactly. Because mind you, LeBron wanted him out in the beginning of the Heroes era.
Yeah,
but he was able to get respect, and win some championships.
And when you got Pat Riley, the Godfather, vouching for you, More than enough said.
Exactly. So, and I think with the culture that the Heat have as well, with their defense, you know, I think it's going to be able to elevate Harden's game up, you know, to his defense.
His two-way, yeah. Because he's
not-
already been elevating his defense.
he's
So
not-
with that organization,
Look, he's not
I
gonna
can see it.
He's not gonna win any
Defensive player of the year.
But I
Nah.
will guarantee you this: he will play better-
hard.
He'll play better defense than Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Bro, Duncan showed up on the finals. Don't forget. Even on defense.
I don't know about that, but he definitely shot the ball. But
No,
look,
the Heat aren't gonna let Harden rest though, like on the defense end, and I like that.
whatever place he actually decides, we'll see what happens. We don't know what's gonna happen. That's the beauty of the NBA offseason. Shit, for all we know, a Woj bomb is about to drop right now.
Yeah,
For
by
all
the time
know.
we upload this, maybe this topic would end up being useless.
But anyways, guys, look, we appreciate all the love and the hate. You guys already know we're on Insta, we're on TikTok, we're on Twitter, on Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball.
Ball.
We'll catch you guys soon, but for now, later.
Take care.